Hey, what's going on YouTube world? It's Sebastian with Spin Driving School, and we're back with another video. In this video, we are going to take a look at right turns at lights, red, green, and some advanced green arrows as well. So we'll get right to it. However, first and foremost, we'll just go over some basics, I guess. So at the end of the day, if you're at a red light, turning right on a red light is optional. That's right. You don't have to turn right on the red light. Obviously, you should be able to. You should know when it's safe, when it's not safe, when it's legal, when it's not legal, when you have the right of way, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, in these smaller intersections, as long as they're not occupied, obviously, by pedestrians and other traffic, you should be able to make a right on the red light. But when it's busy and you have low visibility, you can definitely, you don't have to. In some provinces, it is illegal to turn right on the red light. Quebec is a perfect example, but here only in certain intersections. So always look for that, for those signs, which I'll show you guys in a second. But at the end of the day, you can stand your ground and you don't have to. But again, you should be able to. So that's that. Green lights, obviously, those are going to be a little bit easier in most cases. A lot of times on these green lights, depending on if the light is on or not, and I'm talking about the pedestrian light, pedestrians can be crossing. So sometimes turning right on the green light can be a little bit tricky. So in certain situations, turning right on the red might be more advantageous as opposed to waiting for the green, because then you might have to be dealing with pedestrians. Obviously, depending which way pedestrians are crossing, because on the red light, pedestrians will be crossing in front of you. On the green light, pedestrians will be crossing side to side. So, we'll go through a couple of these scenarios and hopefully, I know that it might sound a little complicated, but, when you see it, it'll make a little bit more sense. So let's get right to it. Okay, so first thing we have this sign right there, which means you are going to be turning into the middle lane, avoiding the bus lane. No right on red. So, when you see that sign, don't turn. And this one is just between certain times during the week. So here we go, turning right on green. There's the pedestrian sign. It's off, green light. So we're not stopping here. We're slowing down. We're always turning to the lane that's closest to us, unless there's a bus or a bike lane. Single lane, no problem. And then we have this amazing parking job here also on the right side. So don't park like that. Next up, again, green light. The walk sign is not on. So we're not stopping. We're just, you keep it moving. You're not going to be stopping at these green lights. There's no reason. The only two reasons technically are if the intersection's not clear and if there are people crossing, which, you can say it's the same thing. Green light, no one's crossing. Quick shoulder check, off we go, turning to the lane that's closest to us. And then in this case, we're just going to shoot over to the left lane. Can you turn wide into the left lane right away? Sure, just don't do it on your test. But in this case, on the right hand side, we have this little blind corner. So that's what you need to be looking for at these red lights. These blind corners and these areas that are basically in your blind spot, and you can't see if vehicles or people or anything else is coming from, whether it's the left or the right hand side. So in this case, we have a red light. We have, a good amount of people crossing. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to, hang out. I'm not obligated by any means to turn right on the red light, especially in these circumstances, right? So if someone's honking at you, who cares? If you have reasons not to, that's fine. Green light, walk sign is on, but there's no one crossing. So I'm just going to proceed through the intersection, not stopping, as long as no one's crossing, obviously. So quick shoulder check, and then we are on our way. No problem. So do not stop on these green lights unless someone is crossing, or if the intersection is not clear. Again, perfect example. There's that sign on the right-hand side. We are going to avoid the bus lane in this case. So specifically in this case, since we're turning into the middle lane, I'm just going to wait for these pedestrians to cross to the sidewalk, especially because we have people walking in, in both directions, right? So towards and away from me. Here we go. Still have a green light, about 4 seconds left on the counter. I'm going to make that turn, no problem, into the middle lane. And off we go. Can you turn to the bus lane? Sure, if you don't have any other option. I mean, then you have to move over. But if you do it on the test, you can definitely fail it. Same situation here. We have that sign on the top right, so we are going to be turning to the center lane in this particular case. And in this situation, we'll also have a green turn arrow. So on those green turn arrows, we do not stop. I know there's a red light on the top, but with that green arrow, we just move on through the intersection. We keep that flow of traffic moving nice and steady and safely. So there we go, middle lane. Next video, we're going to stick with these right turn arrows. There's that sign again. There's your arrow. Just keep it moving. No stopping. Beauty. That's it. Now, if I was merging on the highway, yeah, I definitely would be turning into the bus lane in that case. Now, in this case, we have this idiot doing a U-turn, but this is why you don't turn right on a red light at all times. In this case, it's actually illegal. You don't have the right of way. The cars turning left have the right of way, so you have to respect their right of way. Once they've finished turning, then you can proceed. In this case, it's a green light. The pedestrian's not crossing. He's just pressing the button, but the walk sign was off. We're completing our turn, but don't turn right on the red light when the other cars are turning left on those green arrows. Here we have a situation where it's actually illegal to turn right on the red light. We have the two signs up top. So in this case, we're just going to be stopping at the stop line and waiting. Have I seen people turn right on these red lights? Yeah, it happens actually quite a lot. We're just going to fast forward through this, speed through this. And in this case, we are going to have a green arrow scenario. So just patiently wait for that. Once the arrow comes on, off we go. In this case, you can also turn into the middle lane if you want, but it's not a bus lane. So, technically you should be turning into this lane or to the lane that's closest to you and then moving over. So that's that. Hopefully that helps. Stay safe out there and keep practicing and keep honing those driving skills. And we'll see you in the next video. Take care.